Evening, folks. I'm Jason, and welcome back to Mecha Taco. Tonight, we're done with Lollipop Chainsaw, which, again, I like the game. I really do. I'm glad I'm not playing it anymore, but I do like the game. So, I wanted to take a break and just play something light and refreshing. Thus, Compile's Alien Crush. You'll notice Compile doesn't get a credit here. It's published because it was published by Hudson Soft and Naxit, I believe, in Japan. But there, isn't ready. Okay, or we're gonna go fast. We'll do Lunar Eclipse music first. Now, Alien Crush and Devil Crush in particular, or Devil's Crush, have a bit of notoriety. It's gonna be one of those nights. In a good way. No, it's gonna be one of those nights in a bad way, but they have notoriety in a good way, is what I was trying to say. As being very good, very lauded video pinball games. And that's not without merit. I have to agree with that assertion. Is that the word I'm looking for? They're both excellent games, and they're both excellent pinball games. And I've been looking forward to playing this ever since we started. Since I played Revenge of the Gator, which is also a fine game. That was by HAL Laboratories. Compile is old school, older than HAL. Sorry, I realized that sounded rude. They're older than HAL. Hell yeah. Compile's been around for a long time. They have programming chops, to say the least. When they put their mind to it. I'm not saying every Compile game was golden. But back in the day, Compile was a force to be reckoned with, definitely. Now, of course, I'm talking about pre-Compile Heart, which is, all the Neptunia games, whatnot, and probably other things. I don't know. Didn't lose track. When Compile gave us Guardian Legend, which is a great game. So many bonus stages in this game. I love it. Alien Crush is definitely... So if you ever acquire a TurboGrafx 16 or a PC Engine, Alien Crush is a must. That is definitely one of the must-have titles. I can't imagine it being very expensive. It's got to be pretty inexpensive to find. I say this, but I mean... I don't know the current prices of these stupid titles. I mean, Bonk's Adventure for the NES was for $1,000 title. But it's just gross. But yeah, this is definitely a must-have title. I need to look it up. They did a 3D remake of this on the Wii years ago. I remember it coming out, but I I never touched it because one, really wasn't big in. I wasn't really into the Wii. Oh, this one again. And two, I mean, 3 remakes, especially back then, weren't really expected to be great. I mean, that's roughly, no, not quite. I was about to say it's roughly the same era as the Golden Axe, like Sega Ages remakes. But no, that was a few years after, because that was the Golden Axe remake was PS2, if I'm not mistaken. Speaking of Golden Axe, they're making a cartoon series for Golden Axe. By the creator of Rick and Morty and lead on Lower Decks. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. I really don't know what to expect. I mean, it's like I know what the character design is going to look like. But I'm not getting too excited on that front. Obviously, they haven't revealed them, but I mean, I think we have a pretty good idea what it's going to look like. All right. Well, so far I've been sucking. All right. It will be nice. We'll put. There we go. Ah, she's gonna give me an aneurysm. There we go. We could do way better than that. Now, I was playing with the ball on fast. I'm still gonna do fast. Let's change up the music though. I need a drink. There's no time limit here. I'm fine. Oh, sorry, I wanted to pause it. It does that wonderful TurboGrafx thing where the background animations still animate even when the game's paused. And I want you to soak in that background. Look at that table. It's so beautifully grotesque. Obviously influenced off of Alien. Wait, let's just not even... Let's not even pretend. Pretty blatant. You know, the ball physics are... Man, this one again. They're good. I would say they're a little floaty. Oh, that was nonsense. But it still feels good to play. Ooh. The TurboGrafx is definitely a system that, well, I imagine probably expensive to collect, or a PC Engine for that matter. There really are, you know, titles on there that are absolutely worth buying, or owning, or playing. It's not one of those systems where it's like, yeah, one or two things that you know can't really play anywhere else. No, there's a lot. You know, in addition to Alien Crush and Devil's Crush. Oh my god, there's just so much. Sorry. Blazing Lasers comes immediately to mind. And I'm not even talking about the CD attachment. I mean, obviously that that opens up a whole new collection there. Well, there's plenty of Hue cards that are just so cool. I mean, the Bomberman 93, Bomberman 94, Bonk 1 and 2, Air Zonk, Dungeon Explorer. They really are. Double dungeons. You know, there's good stuff. It's a solid system. What I really appreciate, well, one of the things I really appreciate about Crush, Alien and Devils, and video pinball games in general, is the whole idea that it's literally pick up and play. I mean, there's no intro, there's no story, it's just like hit start and you're on. And I'm okay with that. It's just mesmerizing. So anyway, what else has been going on? God, it feels liberating to be done with Lollipop Chainsaw. And I like Lollipop Chainsaw. And in fact, I want to talk more about it, but I'm not ready for it. Let me bask in the afterglow of completing that damn game. Let's talk about Star Control. I had mentioned last time that Kickstarter for the Star Control 2 sequel was starting. It started and they achieved their goals almost immediately, which is great. Now we are on, so it's got a month to go, and now we're in full stretch goal time. And as of today, which is day 2, they've already reached the stretch goals of having a Mac and Linux port, which, you know, that's great. It expands the audience, which is fine. I don't particularly care for that one, but whatever. Some extra gameplay modes have been unlocked, which is great. I'm not gonna lie, the one stretch goal that I really want is voice acting. And unfortunately, that is the next to the last stretch goal, and it's a pricey one. But I really want it, because as much as I enjoyed the PC Star Control 2, and I beat the PC Star Control 2, as much as I enjoyed it, the Crystal Dynamics 3DO port of Star Control 2 was, at the time, the quintessential version. It was incredible, and I adored the voice acting. I know some people aren't into it, or some people feel like some of the voices are mismatched. I loved it. And at the time, it had some of the most extensive voice acting in the video game. It had like 8+ hours of acting, which I'm sure, you know, nowadays is, I'm sure, nothing, but back then it was a big deal. And like I said, I really like it. I really like the voice acting quite a bit. It adds so much personality to the game. And I'm not usually big on that. You know, if it's there, it's there. If not, whatever. Like, you know, get over it. Here, though, I definitely want it. So I pledged. I mean, I don't have a lot of, shall we say, well, let's just be frank, money to blow on supporting this, but I had enough to help out and secure a copy. I did not buy the tier that will, you know, put my name in the game, as tempting as that is. Nor did I buy the tier that lets me, you know, design my own ship or whatever. I don't have thousands of dollars of disposable income. But if I did, you better believe it would go towards this. And if you do, you should put it towards this game. Ooh, there we go. Wow, I missed all of them, didn't I? We're doing a lot better this time. Yeah, you know, actually I say that, but my score doesn't look that great. Well, now it's doing okay. You'll notice that this game uses the screen transition method, which you get used to. Devil's Crush, the screen actually scrolls with you, or with the ball, I should say. I'm honestly not sure which one I prefer. I'm really excited for the Star Control sequel. I said I wasn't going to be, but the more I hear about it and the more successful it seems, I'm just like, this is gonna be great. I should, full disclosure, I should state that the only other game I've kickstarted was Shenmue 3. Which I, again, full disclosure, I have not actually beaten. I got pretty far. But at the time, I did not have the greatest graphics cards or GPUs, and then it died, and I never got back to it, and I need to. I'm still, from what I played of it, you know, I enjoyed it. It has its own unique charm, definitely. Sorry, I'm trying to put into words my feelings on. Oh man, I was too busy thinking of Shenmue. I was trying to put into words my feelings on Shenmue 3. You go in with certain expectations for a Shenmue. And honestly, I feel like those were met. I wasn't expecting earth-shattering, and I did not get earth-shattering, and I'm okay with that. Nice. I also ended up with 2 copies of the game. Because it came out on the Epic Store first, and then it was brought to Steam, so I own both. I need to get back to it. But, okay, again, if we're being honest, the first Shenmue was absolutely my favorite. That definitely was a case of you really had to be there. It was an extraordinary game. I mean, it was, you know, a meandering adventure through a 1980s Japanese neighborhood with so much detail and love put into the game. I mean, you felt it. You really did. No, it wasn't the best. You know, the acting was stiff, even in the Japanese version. But nothing had been attempted on this level before. And I just dug it. It was immersive. It was extraordinarily immersive. Oof. Really, really was. It's hard to recommend nowadays, but it was a cool experience. You know, I will say the modern Yakuza games, I know it seems to be taboo to compare the two, but you can. I mean, I think it's a fair comparison. You know, Shenmue obviously is a lot more personal than Yakuza. I mean, the NPCs, all the NPCs in the game, in the first one, have a daily routine, and it's fascinating to watch. It really, really is. And the way the weather changes, it's cool. It's a really ahead of its time game. Yakuza is basically Shenmue if it was bigger and less personal. As far as the adventure mode aspect is concerned. That's where the similarities really end. Because Yakuza has its own beast. And yeah, if you haven't played Yakuza, man, just get Yakuza 0 and clear your schedule for the next week, because it's a ride. It really is. It's so much fun. It's such a masculine game, and at the same time it's not, if that makes any sense. It's like over-the-top machismo. To the point where it's, like, endearing. You know, if you can make it through that game without, you know, having like a guy crush on Kiru or Majima, you're dead inside. Or you're just not secure with your sexuality. There we go. Come on. You can do it. Killing this round. I can't get in the alien's mouth. It's stupid the way these things are lined up. Come on. The bumpers. Oh, I didn't even see that. No, no, not that mouth. I want the other one. Oh, that works. Ugh. Oh, so close. No. Oh, I thought the skull was still there. I wasn't paying attention. Dang it. There we go. Man, we are killing it though. Still recording? Yeah, just making sure. Oh no. No. Now it changed direction on me. Great. What's this one? Great music too in this game. That could have gone better. Oh, it's open. Oh, but the direction changed again. Dang it. Or not the direction. Ah, stop. Go. It's not the bonus round I want. Slimers. So, Lollipop Chainsaw. Oh, right down the middle. Not that I played Lollipop Chainsaw expecting there. A genius story. I wasn't. Come on. However, the villain and the villain's reason for killing everybody is some stereotypical BS. And I'm a little curious how they're going to approach that in the remaster. His motivation, that's what I was looking for. Because okay, yeah, he's the goth kid going through a phase who gets picked on and is ignored. So he basically pulls the equivalent of a mass shooting at his school and then goes on to kill himself to avoid consequence. Why does this sound awkwardly familiar? Honestly, even back in 2012, I feel like that was a little too on the nose. But nowadays, I think it's really bad. And it's lazy. Oh, here we go. It's extraordinarily lazy. It really, really is. Not terribly healthy either. Even for a game like Lollipop Chainsaw. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's a game about a quote-unquote 18-year-old cheerleader in a mini skirt killing zombies with a chainsaw. With her boyfriend, comic relief, attached to her hip. Like literally. Well, not literally, but you know what I mean. I mean, he's ahead. He's not following her around. And then they also, like, kind of reduce Juliet's agency by essentially making Nick the tragic hero. Which I was kind of weak. But, I mean, I'm not surprised. Again, I'm not expecting... Well, you know, I take that back. I guess I do expect a little bit of social commentary from zombie media. There's always some sort of message. There doesn't have to be, of course. It could just be a dumb zombie game. And this one did have a message, and the message was, hey, don't pick on the weird goth kid because he's gonna turn around and kill everybody. Not really the greatest message, guys. I get it, 2012. It was a transitional period. But it does make me wonder if the reason why we haven't seen a whole lot about the remaster is because there might be some internal debate on the game's content. And again, I don't know if, like I said, I don't think Suda 51 has anything to do with the remaster either. Like, they're not handling it. I could be wrong on that. Oh, and it turns out, so in the credits there were acknowledgments for like Dead Man Wonderland, High School of the Dead, Army of Evil Dead, and I was like, what the crap? What is this about? I had forgotten that there were DLC costumes for Juliet that you could get. Depending on the versions of the game you bought, the region, etc. Including like an Ash costume. Which is kind of neat. There's also like a seashell costume, which is basically, you know, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. I can't remember the name of that one costume. Crazy. But the one that barely exists. I will defend Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. And even the second one. The one on the 360. I actually really enjoyed playing the 360 one. At the time, you know, graphically speaking, it's an amazing looking game. And actually, I really enjoyed the jet ski racing. I also really enjoyed giving the girls the worst tan lines I could come up with. That was a lot of fun. I ended up playing. Oh, dang. It's a Venus Vacation. The mobile game that came to. Hang on, let's see. I can never win this. The mobile game that came out on PC. If you use a VPN, you can download it on Steam. Ooh, yeah, that score's pretty awesome. I played it for a little bit. It's not much of a game. Like, it isn't a game at all, honestly. I was pretty disappointed with it. I was at least hoping, you know, you could play volleyball, but you really can't. It's pretty dumb. And it really hasn't changed. Like, it's not what would have looked cool, you know, years ago. I mean, it looks fine, but it's not. There's nothing impressive about it. How's that? Obviously, the appeal is putting the girls in skimpy outfits, but even the character models aren't really that great looking. So it's like, eh. I put it on slow. Oh, you know what? I wanted to try, yeah. Back to Lunar Eclipse. Oh. Ooh, wow, that is... I wanted to try it on slow, is what I was saying, and that is pretty slow. We'll play a little bit longer. I mean, I think you've gotten a pretty good idea of what to expect from Alien Crush. And this is it. You know, there's no secret mode that I'm aware of. You know, there are plenty of boss fights. As you can see, boss fights. I really say boss fights. Bonus rounds that seem like boss fights. Slow is slow. Revenge of the Gator. It's a solid game. It really is. It's cool. God, I needed this. Past couple days I've been feeling pretty rough. Physically and mentally. I do not blame Lollipop Chainsaw. This isn't a Senran Kagura thing. I just have not been feeling good. I don't know if I'm, you know, kind of stressing out over, you know, the reading that I'm going to be doing. Or, I mean, there's been a lot of stuff going on this week. You know, in real life, I had to take care of. But like, yeah, I haven't had much of an appetite. Well, I take it back. I have had an appetite, but when I actually have food in front of me, I'm like, ugh, this is gross. I was really mad tonight because I made what I thought was going to be great. I made a like a chicken breast with ricotta and some spices on the wok, along with like homemade fries. And while Rachel, dear that she is, really liked it, said it was really good. Like, I took a bite and I was like, man, I can't do this. It's not what I wanted to taste, but that's all I could taste. So, I don't think there's anything, like, physically wrong with me. Like, I don't think I don't have COVID or anything like that. But whatever... Oh, go around. Nope. Whatever began this feeling of crap earlier in the week has definitely affected me. And I don't like it. I'd rather dislike it. Yeah, I got my frozen Coke here. That's like sweet things don't seem to bother me that much, surprisingly. So I haven't had a whole lot to eat, other than, let's see, I had some bread. That was fine, and I had some cookies. Cookies went fine. Yeah, real healthy stuff. I was really hoping dinner tonight would go better, because I am hungry. Anyway. How's painted? Pause it real quick. What are we at? 40 minutes? That's not bad. The cats are over here sleeping. Before I began the video and was setting the stream, and I was setting things up, I put the camera on Whiskers and just recorded her sleeping. And I'm gonna put it as bonus footage at the end of this video or some video. Just a sleeping cat. Or I might save it and like just use it as filler for something. Like if I'm feeling particularly grouchy about a game, I'll just put up footage of a sleeping cat. So I want to put it to music, like some dumb music, and I can't think of what I'd put it to. I'll worry about it later. Like I said, I don't feel great, but I'm starting to feel better. Ooh. That's what games should do. Games should make you feel good and not hate yourself. Speaking of which, Rachel and I just finished watching what is called 16-Bit Another Layer, I believe. And overall, interesting. I actually really enjoyed it. The end was fine. I think I'm more sensitive to the fact that the budget is kind of tanked towards the end. Because they had a pretty decent budget for a while. But I've just seen so much anime recently that the budget just freaking sucks, and I abhor it. I'm to the point now where it's like, man, if you don't have a budget to make an anime, don't. I would much rather not have an anime I really want on a shoestring budget than not at all. So yeah, that was like I said, the ending was kind of disappointing, not because of the content, but because the animation blew. Which I'll get back to in a second. But the series starts off focused on small game development for visual novel style games and dating sims and eroji or bishoujo games. And on more than one occasion I've talked about my disinterest in visual novel and eroji and Bishoujo games. But this series made me want to try again. Be like, okay, maybe I just haven't found the right one. So I actually got one. I don't remember the name. Well, I take it back. The English subtitle is like Banging Summer. Which... God help me. It's supposed to be highly acclaimed, whatever, blah, blah. It was on sale. I had my eye on it for a while. I was like, okay, finally, I'm going to grab it. I started it just to, you know, set up options and stuff. And already I'm like, this is going to be hard. I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. But I do need to give it a chance. I'm not ashamed to play the game. But I want to see the appeal. Because I have an idea in my head of what the appeal is, and I'd like to be proven wrong. I mean, it's gotta be better. It has to be better than Shinran Kagura, right? Compile, what the hell? What happened to you? Seriously. God, Compile Heart. You made Puyo Puyo. And Puyo Puyo Da. And that was your problem. That was your downfall. It all began with Puyo Puyo Da. Knew it. Puyo Puyo Da sucks. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't believe them. Do not believe them. Oh. What was the other topic I was going to go off on? Oh, low budget anime. One thing real quick, and then that's it. Devil is a part-timer. First season, very entertaining, very interesting, very funny, very enjoyable. Second season, the budget, it's longer, so it's like, oh wow, this is gonna be great. Yeah, no, a longer season, greater, more epic storyline, a fraction of the budget of the first season, and wow, does it blow. It's a pile. There are moments that are great and funny, but as a whole, that was incredibly disappointing. I mean, ultimately, the whole thing felt like fan fiction. It was, God, really bad at the end. It felt like the Fushigi Yugi OVAs, which I will speak of now and will never speak of again, because those are fan fiction and they are trash. There's no saving it. There's no saving Fushigi Yugi OVAs. Fushigi Yugi as a series is great. The OVAs, trash. Oh, everybody's out of character. There's a talking baby. There's really bad CG. Oh man, it's terrible. I hated those so much. I hated those with a passion. And I was a big fan of Fushigi Yugi. Still am a big fan of Fushigi. Uwatase. I'm terrible with names, as we are well aware of by now. But I will always remember Uwatase. Writer, author of Fushigi Yugi. I'm not sure why. I never read like any of her other series. I'd like to get the manga. I should see if I can track that down. Alright, you know what? We're done. This has been great. I've needed this. Alien Crush. It's not a terribly involved game. It doesn't have to be. It's just a fun game. You know what? Let's do the thing. Let's do the whole me recommending a game and then not recommending it once I find out how much it costs. So let's see. You know, first of all, let's at the very least put it back on the title screen. And boom, there you go. Okay. Let's see. Let's go here. And I want Alien Crush. All right. So, okay. Here we go. So, case manual hue card opened is the cheapest I can find it is about $80. Do not pay $80 for Alien Crush. If you do, I will hunt you down and I will slap you. Here's one for $13 for the PC Engine with $20 shipping. $93. Yeah, no, even the PC Engine ones are expensive. $30, $20 shipping. Man, the Japanese cover art is awesome, though. That's pretty wild. Our cover art wasn't that bad, all things considered. I mean, most TurboGrafx cover art was garbage, but this one was okay. Yeah. That's a shame. Man, which of Devil's Crush is really expensive. How much is Devil's Crush going for? Seal Devil's Crush is more expensive. Yeah, in general, Devil's Crush is more expensive. Go figure. The Japanese version, what is it? It's called, I think it's called Devil Crash? Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, Devil Crash is expensive. $230. $150. Alright, you know what? See? Do not take my advice. Screw it. Get yourself, you know, one of those, you know, an Ambernick console. Put your own, you know, RetroArch style emulator GUI on it. Put the ROMs on there. Don't pay these jerks this much money for Alien Crush, Devil's Crush. That's awful. Thanks for ruining the mood, guys. I really... 13 I thought was great, because that's pretty much what I paid back in the day. Whatever. Any case, thank you for joining me. It's been real. I've had a great time. I don't know. I hope you've had a good time too. That's all I got for you. I'm gonna end this by going over, looking at my sleeping cats. There we go. There. Good night, folks.